Hi, everybody. We're back live at the Blockchain Game Alliance. Welcome to you all. Thank you so much for being here today. So today we're introducing a new series, which is called Play the Game. So we have two wonderful projects here today with us who are going to show us that game and introduce us to all the wonderful things we can do in the games, in the blockchain game realm. So before we do that, I'll pass it over to Luis for a short introduction about the Blockchain Game Alliance.
So yes, hello everyone, and as you've noticed, this is a new series of events we're creating, the Play the Game events. We're open to feedback because this is the first one. Thank you very much to the two games for participating and for actually giving some interest in this new experiment we're doing. And so, what is a Blockchain Game Alliance? If you're new, the Blockchain Game Alliance is an organization committed to promoting blockchain within the game industry. Our goal is to spread awareness about blockchain technologies and encourage adoption by highlighting the potential to foster new ways to create, publish, play, and build strong communities around games. We're also a strong advocate for diversity and more inclusivity of women in the industry. We provide an open forum for individuals and companies to share knowledge and collaborate, create common standards, establish best practices, and of course, network. Some of our core activities are networking, as I was saying, researching and reporting, representing blockchain game companies, and advocating for blockchain within the game industry. Thank you very much to our sponsors, ND, Anti Interactive, Illuvium, One Way Blog, Star Atlas, Vulcanverse, Splinterlands, who's presenting right now, Ubisoft, Saya, Fear, Mobox, Gameloft, Arc, Non-Fungible, Digital Entertainment Assets, GamerHash, Tab, IOI, Triumph, Drops, Algorand, Anarchy, Boson, Chromia, Polygon, Nexttype, Yoshi, Sushi, Animoca Brands, Contribute, Galaxy Interactive, Consensus Tesos, Dakoku, Polkadot, and Dap Radar. And of course, our members, which are a lot, as you can see, they are within the games and gaming companies, chains and protocols, developer solutions, esports, press, media, and others. These are some of the events that we've been doing, and of course, we have to add the new series of events, the Play the Game event, which hopefully will end up being one of our main events as well. And without further ado, let's start with today's event. We're starting with Alien Worlds and then moving on to Splinterlands. So hello, Morty.
Hey, Louis. Thanks
Hi.
for having us. Hey. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me here. I would like to go ahead with a brief introduction of myself and then the project, of course. So my name is Pramod and I go by the name Morty in many crypto groups on Discord and on Telegram. I've been a part of the Alien Worlds team right from its inception. My contribution towards the game has been in the area of design, creating NFT art, and also sometimes managing an external team of developers. And really excited to be here to share the project and do the demo to you guys over here. Just for the guys who are new and who don't know about the project, just a brief introduction of what Alien World is, so that we set the premise for you guys watching the demo. So imagine a futuristic simulation of a virtual world where mankind was forced to leave planet Earth because of factors like pandemics and climate change, etc. And they went out to set up new worlds outside Earth where everything is tokenized in the form of NFTs. So from land to tools, weapons, and everything that's out there is tokenized in the form of NFTs. The Alien Worlds metaverse also has its own currency called Trilium, which can be used for, which can be mined by using tools within the games. And then the mined Trilium can be used for multiple activities that the metaverse has to offer. There are 6 planets currently in Alien Worlds, and every planet is a DAO where they compete with each other to gain access, to gain control over Trilium. There's also a concept of landowners within the metaverse. Landowners in Alien Worlds can either compete or come into alliance with other landowners to make their land more attractive for miners, to get them to mine on their lands for Trilium and NFTs. Miners, on the other hand, are always discovering new strategies for mining more and efficiently on all the land. So you will see a lot of people going through all the stats of the tools to get the most efficient mine. So without further ado, let's jump into the game. So for the purpose of this demo, I've created a new Wax account. So Alien Worlds game logic is completely on the Wax blockchain. So let's jump right in. So as soon as you log in for the first time, you'll be asked to set up your avatar name, and just after completing these small checks, you should be ready to get inside. All right. So Wax actually gives all the new users some Wax staked as CPU to their accounts. So currently, right now, the amount of Wax staked by Wax is not enough to complete a transaction. So this is actually one of the challenges that many users face. So it is advisable to have some Wax staked to your account before you start the game. So actually this was intentional because I wanted to show our audience how you can get around this error and how you can stake some Wax for more CPU. So let's check that. Maybe I can just go here and stake some Wax for CPU. All right, so we just take some Wax for CPU, and I think we should be good now. Oops. That's not good.
There are some questions coming through as well, so I just want to keep encouraging them because I think it will be good to discuss around the game dynamics and economies. So if you're okay, as soon as we go into the worlds, I'd love to throw some questions from the audience. So guys, keep them coming.
Yep, sure. Let's hope we can get this going this time. All right, there we are. So,
Oh no, it's gone.
Oh, we lost him. Okay, just a second.
I'm sure he's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like the device is disconnected.
Yeah, I can see he probably had some issues with his internet. Cool. So thank you guys for sharing questions. We'll get to them very shortly. We're just waiting for Morty to come back online and tell us a bit more about the game and Alien Worlds. Here we go.
Okay, there he is, connecting camera. Okay, there he is. Hi, Morty.
You back? Oh no, we lost the audio.
We lost your audio.
Can you hear us?
There we go.
Hey,
all right.
Morty.
Hey.
You're back.
Hey.
Yes, all that. So, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
All right, great. So, all right. So once you finish, once you've logged in successfully, the game will ask you. The game will just give you a random planet. You can choose a different planet, and so actually, what you're doing here, you're trying to set your bag to start mining. So we can either just start with this planet or choose a different. Let's go with a different planet. So like I mentioned earlier, we have currently we have 6 planets. It's taking some time for the images to load. Let's go with Velis, or maybe Neri. That's my favorite planet. All right, so let's start here. And after you've selected your planet, the game will select a land for you in random. You see that the owner of this land is has set up the commission rate very high. I doubt anyone is mining on his land except for the owner himself, because the community has become very smart. They know how to get around all the tools where they can check which land has the best commission rate. So let's choose a different land. All right. Okay, this has 5% commission, not bad. So in any case, if you're not happy with the land that that the game chooses for you in random, you can just change your land. You can use these arrows around here to navigate to another land. All right, so let's mine here. So these are all the live transactions that you're seeing. You notice I have to approve transaction each and every time I do an interaction. So, and once I have, you must have seen that there's a small checkbox. If you just check that once, you don't get these annoying pop-ups. Okay, so we are in the mining hub now, and every user is given a default tool that's called the standard shovel. So every user gets 2 starter items for free. They don't have to hold any wax for this or buy these tools beforehand. So anyone who want to get into the game just to give it a shot, all you need is a Wax Cloud wallet account and maybe some Wax on days when the Wax network is extremely congested. So I have some tools that I can add to my bag. Let's see what tools I have.
Morty, and do these tools break?
No, there is no concept of durability yet for tools. Although we had a very interesting chat within the team to introduce durability in future versions of the game, but we won't have that in tools. Maybe when we release some new set of NFTs, they might have that aspect of durability.
Okay. Okay.
So currently, these are the tools that I have in my inventory. I have a few more. That's about it. So for the guys who are new, who haven't tried the game yet, I'll just go over these stats very quickly. The top left icon over here, it looks like a pickaxe, is Trillium mining power. The higher the number over here, the more Trillium you will be able to mine. This icon, this pyramid icon here at bottom left, is for proof of work reduction. Uh, for guys who play on their mobile phones or on low end PCs, this is a very important stat because the game in the background has a real proof of work going on. So every mine requires the players to submit a hash, which is calculated by your computer, and then that hash is then pushed to the blockchain to confirm your mine. So the higher number you have over here, the faster you will be able to mine. This icon over here is for NFT luck. Currently, we've paused NFT mining. That's because we are trying to work on a system that that makes NFT mining fair for everyone. So our current system, I won't say it is broken, but it seems like people who are mining with free tools, like someone mining with a standard shovel, or where he's able to mine more frequently, has better chances of getting NFTs compared to people mining with better tools where they've paid more for the tools. We've seen that kind of disconnect and frustration within the community. So for the time being, we've paused NFT mining to make NFT mining fair.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him again. I'm not sure that he knows.
It seems it's probably the mic or the camera. So, okay. Well, in the meantime, there's a question here that maybe we can discuss. Hey guys, can you please maybe tell me what is an NFT and how it works?
Yeah, why don't I take a shot at doing that while he's coming back? But,
Sure.
a non-fungible token, that's what it stands for. So if tokens are completely fungible, they're just completely exchangeable and you can't tell the difference. So, it goes into one wallet and into another, and the only thing you have to ask is how much. You don't care if I tell you I'm going to send you a Bitcoin, you don't care which Bitcoin. You don't ask me for details about that Bitcoin. You're just happy to get one. And that's a fungible token. But, in a game like this, where all the stats are different and all the tools are different and all the like, they might even have unique identifiers so that you can track each and every single item in the game independently from each other. So in this game, for example, if you have two basic explosives, each would have its own unique ID and they would be separate. So you could track little things like who owned it before me, what wallet address was it in, how many times is this thing mined versus this other one, and all those details, when they're tracked separately like that, that's what makes them non-fungible. That they're not just immediately interchangeable. It's that even two things that are the exact same have some differences between them.
Yep. Very clear.
Hey
Thank you.
guys.
Oh, hey Morty, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very sorry about that. I don't know why that's happening.
No worries.
Yeah, and thanks, Agro, for taking that question.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Glad to chime in for a minute.
Right. So, so for the folks that are new here, I hope you get a brief idea of what the tool stacks do. So we also have the charge time over here. So before you start, for every
Okay, lost him
Keeps
again.
dropping out. He may have some issues on his.
Any other generic questions?
Yeah, actually, okay, this is a long format question, so I'm gonna read it. Could you discuss a bit on how fair gameplay is achieved in games, irrespective on whether the players on board? For example, early adopters and new players who join a year later have a level playing field. So what do you think, Agret? Oh, hey, Marty. We're just addressing this question, and you can chip in if you want to as well.
Every game will do this differently, and you just need to learn about the rules of that game. In Splinterlands, we have leagues, so that we have players that have spent $10, and we have players that have $1 million collections. And when they're fighting in the same match, the players with the same level collection, depending on what league they're in, might get level capped. And so even though they have the max level card, it might get nerfed down to something much lower. And by doing that, even though somebody has a much more expensive deck, the two players are actually fighting with equal rules to each other. So that's one example of the way that we handle it. But every single game is different. So some games, they don't have a level playing field, and some games don't want a level playing field, and other games do. And so everybody has to find some balance in terms of are you only catering to whales? Are you partially catering to whales? Do you say we don't want those stinking whales here at all? Everybody has to figure out how they want their game to play. And so there's a different balance, but some level of not allowing just pure money spend to equate to how much value you receive. That's got to be built into your game design if that's something that you want to protect against.
Yeah, I agree. So, hey, Morty, if you want to address this question as well, or you can continue with playing the game. So, whichever you would like.
Yeah, let's just go ahead with the game, and let's hope that we don't disconnect again. So I was just about to give a brief description of what the charge time stands for. So every time you start a mine, the next mine would require your tools to get charged again. So currently, the way we calculate charge time is we discount the charge time of the third tool. So here in this case, we discount the charge time of the third tool, the tool that has the least amount of charge time. So here in this case, the total charge time for my next mine after this one will be around 1500 seconds. So and this charge time will be discounted. So let's just add some tools into our mining bag. A bag consists of a land that you want to mine on. If you guys were paying attention, we selected this land right after we created our profile. And we had this one default tool. Let's add one more tool. And let's add another one with low charge time. All right, so we've got these three tools now in our bag. And let's hit the mine button. So in the background, the game is actually trying to calculate a hash that will confirm my mine. Okay, so we've added this pop-up into the game because there are some really cruel landowners that set their commission to up to 0% to attract miners to mine on their land. And then when they see that a lot of people are already started mining on their land, they change that commission to anything about 20 or 25%. So this gives miners an idea of, or it gives them an alert, or it rather confirms that they are mining at the same commission. It takes just a little bit for the amount to get confirmed. It actually also depends upon how fast the APIs are working that we are connected with.
Yep.
And it is very likely that the amount is already claimed. Okay, all right. Okay, so I got 0.0145 trillion for this mine. Okay, so let's look into the other types of NFTs that are in the game. We've already taken a closer look at how tools operate. Then we've got something called as avatars. These are purely cosmetics.
Marty, just letting you know that you have like 5 more minutes, just in case so you can manage your time.
I'll be very quick, guys. I'm sorry about the disturbance
No worries.
earlier.
No worries.
All right, I'll go real quick. So avatars right now don't have a lot of importance in the game. They are good for bragging rights, to just show off. Maybe in future we will add. Each of these avatars have their own classes. Like this one is type reptiloid. This guy's a
How many classes? How many classes are there?
There are quite a few. I don't actually remember. There are more than 6 classes, I think.
Okay.
Right. So we might have in future some synergy with other aspects of the game. Like there's going to be a Thunderdome game where avatars will be able to control their minions, and some avatars with a specific type of class can have some synergy with the type of minions that they use for the battles, or the kind of weapons that they equip their minions for the Thunderdome battles. Oh, I don't have any weapons available. Maybe they do have some land? No. That's not right. Sorry guys, it just takes some time sometimes to fetch things from the chain. Not sure why my weapons and land were not showing at that time. All right, so I've got a couple of weapons here. Got a plasma shield. The weapons are not usable at this point in time because they'll be usable in something that we call as a Thunderdome. The team is working really hard to release the Thunderdome as soon as we can. So it's somewhere in our near to mid-term goals, releasing the Thunderdome. You can check your weapon stats by just clicking on them. There's also another category called of NFTs called artifacts, which will introduce very soon, I think. These will be consumable types of NFTs that can be used once, or it can hold a certain amount of charge. For instance, take for example a health potion which can hold charge. So maybe you'll be able to use that artifact for a couple of times and then it gets destroyed. And these are the minions that we'll be able to use in the Thunderdome.
Looks like we lost him again.
Lost him again. Okay, there he is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Marty. Cannot
Yeah.
see you, but we can hear you.
Okay, and is my screen still?
Yes,
sharing?
it's sharing. Yep.
All right. Okay, I'll just quickly take you guys through the staking. So once you've mined some Trillium, you can stake that Trillium to any of these 6 planets available. The more Trillium staked to the planet, the more Trillium it receives from the Federation. The Federation is the body that looks after the Trillium distribution until uh, the DAOs are released. The planet DAOs are not currently functional right now, so a lot of the activities within the planets, within the alien world metaverse, is looked after by the Federation. But this control will be slowly moved on to the planet DAOs once they get introduced. So let's go stake some Trillium to Neri. I've got about 0. Let's do 100%. So currently there are no staking rewards for staking Trillium to planets, but there's a huge amount of Trillium in each planet's treasury. So we're waiting for the DAO elections to begin, and then uh, once we have the planet councillors elected by the token holders, they will have they'll have a say in how the planet treasury is used. And one very good way to use the planet treasury is to reward the token holders that are staking Trillium to the planets.
Okay, awesome. Morty, just letting you know that we ran out of time, but we can continue. We can continue talking on all our channels. So everyone else, if you haven't yet tried Alien Worlds, which is a great game, just look it up. And if you have any questions, just let us know, and we can get you in touch with Morty, probably.
Yeah, do give it a shot, guys. It's play.alienworlds.io, and all you need is a Wax Cloud wallet account to get started.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, sounds very straightforward. Thank you very much, Marty, for showing us
Thanks.
Alien Worlds, and we'll see you there. So, Agrid, now's your turn.
All right. Can you share my screen?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, it disappeared. There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
there it
Well, hey, everybody. My name is Agrod. I'm one of the founders of Splinterlands. Splinterlands is a trading card game, and it's built on the blockchain. It's built on the Hive blockchain, and then we have extended our NFTs into a couple other places, including Wax. So if you guys are already trading on Alien Worlds, there's a drop down on Atomic Hub, and you can actually find Splinterlands assets that trade over there as well. So this is our homepage, and in this, there's a couple different currencies. There's credits. So if you actually want to go buy and sell things in the game, you start typically by purchasing credits, and credits can be purchased with PayPal or with crypto. And there's a whole bunch of different cryptos that we accept. In the game, you can actually earn something called dark energy crystals, and dark energy crystals can be found in the game, on Hive, on Steam, on Tron, on Ethereum, and Binance Smart Chain. So there's a couple different places where we can go trade all of these in-game assets. Dark energy is supposed to be a stable coin. It's actually built like a algorithmic stable coin, but because we just launched a governance token, and that governance token is extremely popular, and owning dark energy crystals is one of the ways to get in on the airdrop. We're currently like 7 times over the stable price. So rewards in the game right now are some of the highest that they've ever been in the game ever. So we have our credits, which are basically priced in dollars. Dark energy crystals, which are these in-game reward currency, and then we have our governance token. And so this is one of these governance token pieces here, where there's a whole dashboard for this. What's the total supply? What's the liquid supply? How much of it is staked? What's the market price? What's the overall market cap? There's a 365-day airdrop. So in an hour and a half, there's going to be another airdrop for SPS that comes out. And the SPS that's staking currently has a 271% APR. So if you just look right here, every 3 seconds or so, you can see it tick up. And that's me in this account claiming more, or having the ability to claim more and more of these governance tokens called Splinter Shards. The main place where they're traded is on PancakeSwap, but they're also available on through Hive and through Steam, and we'll get them on Ethereum. They're through Gate.io. LBank is an exchange that has them. Hotbit is an exchange that has them, and we're working on other exchanges as well. But for the next 340 days or so, there's a whole bunch of different ways, either owning cards, owning dark energy crystals, contributing dark energy crystals to liquidity pools, owning card packs, owning land, ranking up very high and getting champion points. We have a blogging token. So if you earn some blogging token, all of these kinds of things contribute to your overall airdrop points. And it's showing you how many of these airdrop tokens you can earn. So those are the 3 currencies, and those are basically the background of the game. And actually, one thing I wanted to show too is just like, if you want to log in, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. So Keychain is like MetaMask, but it's built for Hive. You can sign in with Wax. You can sign in with Wombat, which is an EOS thing. You can sign in with MetaMask, which is Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain and Matic. And then there's also this group called Arcane, and Arcane basically allows you to use your Google, your Facebook, your Twitter accounts as sort of the keeper of your blockchain account. So I'm going to sign back into my playing account here. And all right, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is buy packs. Unfortunately, right now, we're entirely sold out of packs. We sold out in June, and our next edition comes out in September. There are kind of this one specialty set of packs called the Dice, or Asmari Dice. But we're really down to just the last couple things. I think I have about 9 days of supply left, and then we're basically sold out of everything. I mean, we've been going through such incredible growth that everything on the shelves has just been leaving the shelves. So once you get into the game, you're going to want your cards. So there are some default cards that you can have and play with, but if you want to get new cards, you're going to have to open up a pack. So I happen to have some of these packs from earlier. I can go open one of them. So by putting it into the monowell, what it's actually doing is it's pinging the blockchain. So this is a 6-second animation, and it's actually asking the blockchain, hey, what card should be in here? So I can go click on some of these, and that's a legendary. Boom, Vigilator. That thing is probably a $50 card. So that's pretty awesome and exciting. Glad I was able to pull that on a live stream. But that's what it looks like when you get these legendaries. And even when you just hold it there, it'll shake. But that's an exciting card. We'll go look at that in just a second here. And now, in case people are curious about, how do we verify this or how do you check this? All of the data can get populated into the algorithm, the transaction ID, block number, block ID, previous block ID. A lot of these things are just randomized and we can't control it, but then they're fed into something that's deterministic. And then it will spit out, oh, you were supposed to get the Vigilator, a Bone Golem, a Kobold Bruiser, Elven Defender, and Goblin Fireballer. And that's exactly what we saw. All right, so why don't we go into the market and we're going to go check out what that card was actually worth. So I'm going to grab a legendary, and I'm going to grab it only from the Untamed edition. And there it is. Here's the Vigilator. So it's a $42 card that I just pulled out of a pack that I bought for $1.70. So here, this is the Vigilator. Cards come in a couple different levels. So we'll see, the price of this is $244, but the price per card is actually less expensive than some of these other ones. So why don't we go, the Vigilator is a fun card. So let's look at this. As your card gets higher and higher level, it gets new stats and abilities. So this card is funky. It's got ranged attack and melee attack, decent speed, and some high health. By the time we get to max level card, You'll have more ranged, more melee attack. The health stayed the same, but now I get some of these abilities. So double strike it on this monster is a beast. It means that the monster attacks twice each round. So depending on some of the rule sets, I could get 2 melee attacks and 2 ranged attacks all out of the same attack round. Whenever the Vigilator is attacked, it has this ability Thorns. So if it's attacked by a melee attacker, then it will do 2 damage to that attacker. And then lastly, all of its attacks have poison. So if it hits you, you have a chance of being poisoned, and that means you're going to lose health every single round. So the trick of all this is that in order to level your cards up, you have to combine duplicate cards. So, when I combine up to 3 cards, now I'm level 2. When I combine up to level 6, I'm level 3. And finally, this takes 11 of these cards to get up to max level. And by doing this, when I get into the battle system here, there's a whole system around how much you can earn. So let's go look at the leaderboard here. And I'm going to start, here's bronze. So in a bronze match, I guess I want top battles, excuse me. So in a bronze match, this person just won 7 dark energy crystals. And this person won 6 dark energy crystals. They won 5, they won 9. So that gives you a sense, 5 to 10 is sort of what the top battles might earn you in terms of dark energy crystal per match that you win. And you can win up to 25 matches a day before it starts dwindling. All right, well, let's go compare that to gold. So now these are, you have to have a higher quality deck to be able to get into the gold league. But now instead of being 8 to 10, now it looks like they're earning 87 dark energy crystals per match. That's 82. That's 80. That's 86. That's 13. So there's a range here too. And then let's get all the way up in the champion. And now you're getting 213, 140, 254, 262. And again, you can win those like a couple times a day. So I think this is about $1.40, 7.14. No, it's even more. This is like $1.50 per win. So, and you can get, 25 wins a day. You can actually earn a fair amount of money, especially at the higher leagues. But that's not the only thing that you earn in this game. There's quests. So you have your regular fighting, and that's getting you dark energy crystals in every single match there. You have your quests, and then you also have season rewards. So in the season rewards, there's going to be loot chests, and as the loot chests fall, you can go open up those loot chests, and the loot chests will have, either NFTs in them, potions that help you get better cards, whatever. And somebody was asking about fairness, like how do you ensure fairness in the game? Well, what we do is we set the what level your summoner can be. And I'll talk about that in a moment, but the game is made up of summoners and monsters. So if you're at novice, the cards can only be level 1. And if you're at bronze, the summoners can be level 3, 2, 2, or 1, depending on the rarity. And then you get into silver, and now it's 5, 4, 3, and 2. You get into gold, and it's 8, 6, 5, and 3. And then when you get into diamond and champion, all the cards can be max. So, if I have a max deck, but I'm playing a friend of mine in bronze, my cards get nerfed down to these lower levels. Okay, so that gives us some of this sense. Let me see if here's how to play. So this kind of walks through some of the core stats of a card, right? So there's how much mana you have per card. So every single match is going to have a mana cap or a mana cap. This card will cost 6. Then you can have the different types of attack. So there's melee attack, there's ranged attack, and then there's magic attack, and they all work a little differently. You have speed, armor, health. This determines the rarity or shows you what the rarity is. This little icon shows you what the level of the card is. The green bar can show you, how close it is to leveling up to the next level. And then lastly, you have some of these abilities. So the 3 different types of attack, melee has to be in position. They both have to be in that first position to attack. Ranged, it can't be in the first position to attack, and then it can attack from any of the back positions. And magic can be in any attack position, and it also gets to skip over armor. So if you're fighting and you use a melee attack, first you have to chew through the armor, and then only after the armor is broken can you attack health. Except that there's magic. Magic will just, skip over the armor and go straight to your health. And then there's like 40 or 50 different abilities on all of these cards. And all of these things basically help augment your team, debuff the other team, break some rules, or just go through all kinds of these funky combinations. So then I can go back to one of these other battles. And why don't we just replay one? So before, this is a match that I just won. And so when the match starts, what it does is it'll tell you the rule set. This is melee mayhem, and that means that the melee attack or melee attack monsters can attack from any position. All right, and then it has a mana cap of 13. So, I can only spend up to 13 mana to fight this battle. And then lastly, there's only 2 of these splinters or 2 of the elements that are allowed. I can either use the fire element or I can use the life element, and that's my only choice. So I'm gonna head into the replay here. And so the game is an auto battler. So like the real strategy here. I guess I'll mute this for a second. The real strategy of all of this is in picking the cards, picking the combination, putting the right monsters in front, the right monsters in back, not using like silly monsters in the wrong spots. So we both ended up choosing the red team, and actually there's a fair amount of overlap between the cards that are being chosen. So here's a cockatrice on his team, here's a cockatrice on my team. The chicken is a really favored card because it costs 0 mana. So especially in a low cap match, like a 13 mana match, this card comes in super handy. We both have one of these creeping oozes. You'll notice that my creeping ooze is gold though. And if I win the match, I'm going to get a small benefit to my cards, or I'll get a small benefit to the amount of dark energy crystals I win for using some of these gold cards. We both have the flame monkey, and one of the some of the other differences, he's got this pixie and I have this kobold, and then he's got this the serpentine spy. So I'm going to go hit rumble. And the first thing that'll happen is that the monsters get to apply a buff. So his cards all get a 1 melee attack bonus, and my summoner doesn't do that, but my summoner costs less. So that's one of the reasons why that's a good choice for me. So he killed my chicken right off. That was sad. But let's see. A big part of this is the ability levels of this the stats or the abilities are. This is dodge and flying. So with dodge, it has an increased chance of evading melee or ranged attacks, and flying does the same thing. Flying has an increased chance of evasion. So part of what makes that card so much fun or so annoying, depending on who you talk to, is that it's extremely hard to hit. So we'll see. I pulled this out somehow, which is amazing to me. Somebody has to go hit that stupid bird. But the serpentine soldier just died. That was sad for me. Finally get a kill. All right, now that monster's killed, I have a decent chance of now being able to go kill his low health team here. So we'll see. We'll see who's boom. That was a big hit. And then if we can get that serpentine spy down, then that's probably going to be enough for me to win. So this is how this plays. It's all automatic, but the whole thing is about strategy and figuring out what are the right combinations of cards, what's the right order to play them in. It's less about that turn by turn, but this whole battle, that whole thing of me explaining that took about 3 minutes. And the players, after they've been playing a while, they don't wait 3 minutes. They'll either speed it up or watch it faster, or they'll just skip over to the results. So, if for some of the guys coming over from Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone or something, they're initially frustrated because they're used to play-by-play, but then by the end, and they realize that the matches are really just like 1 minute or 2 minutes long, and then you're back to doing all the strategy again. I think our players get pretty excited for that. So this is what happened to our rating. So I got plus 20 to my rating. He got minus 6 to his rating. And then I earned dark energy crystals. And you can see that in my dark energy crystal bonus, I had a high capture rate, which means that I'm not playing a million games today. I have my win streak. So being part of a win streak means that I can get more. I have some gold cards in there. So those gold cards help me capture more. Some of the older cards are the alpha and the promo cards. So I got some bonus for using those. And then lastly, I'm in a high level guild. So that helps me capture more dark energy crystals. So it's around 7. So that one match, I just earned about $1.50. And so then what I can do is just head right back into the next game and play again. And there's a couple other formats that are part of this. So we have tournaments in the next week or week and a half. We're giving away $20,000 in tournaments. All told, we're giving away millions of dollars in this game. But just in tournaments alone, it's 20 grand, and that's basically through. Most of it stops around here, like the end of this is where I built tournaments out. So it's like the next 9 days is really like the bulk of this. So the next 9 days, we're giving around, 15, 20 grand. Okay. So, and then the question of fairness comes back of like, if you'll notice, all these tournaments have different rules. So here, you have to be in Diamond League and use gold foil cards, and you can only use the most current editions. And so, yes, it's high level, but it's only the current edition. So it's not like you're expected to own all the cards, as opposed to something like this, where it's bronze and you can't even use legendary cards, and you can only from the Untamed edition. And those kind of caps make it so that it's all fair for the various players. And so when even if some whale comes in and they have every card in the game, they're just stuck with only Untamed cards, and they're all at bronze level. And so that's part of the fairness of this. But there's tournaments for all kinds of different leagues, the earliest cards, all kinds of cards, just the most recent cards, that all mixes around. And then we also have guilds. So a big part of this is kind of like the social aspect of hanging out with your guilds. So the last time I checked, we have about 400 guilds in the game. Nope, we have 500 plus guilds in the game. So you can form a guild, and a guild starts with up to 15 players in it, but you can have up to 30 if it's max level. And when you get higher and higher levels in your guild, you can actually get discounts at different parts of the game. And but within a guild, there's you have different buildings that are part of this. So you have your main guild hall, you have your guild lodge, and then you also have an arena. And that arena is where you can have your, there's a whole set of like guild tournaments and guild fights, which are called guild brawls. And so here it's kind of similar in that you're still playing individual matches, and there's different rules for each one of these matches. But now it's not just you playing one other person. Now it's your whole team fighting, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's our guild versus 8 other guilds all in one giant tournament with each other. And that's why we call these things a brawl. But there's 16 different matches in this, and everybody's fighting, and it's a team sport. So the better that your team does, all the different players in your guild do, the more prizes that you can earn. So that's a pretty good rundown of some of the fighting that's in this. I guess what I'd want to share is just some of like how crazy the growth has been. So I'm staring at Discord here. So there's some commands in our Discord. This shows the price of the NFTs that we've been seeing over the last little bit. So like a little over 2 years ago, the cards in total were worth about $1.29 million. just a couple days ago, we hit a new all-time high of 125 million. So the value of the assets historically have gone up roughly around 100x in the last 2 years. What we're also seeing, and this is one of the coolest things that's out there, is our rental market is freaking booming. So we have 322,000 cards that are currently being rented for $24,000 or so per day. So if I go grab a calculator here and I do 24,620 and I multiply that by 365, our players are earning about $9 million simply renting cards on an annualized basis right now. So, some people really like to play with the cards. Some people just like to own them and rent them. And then other people try to earn with them. So that's an aspect of the game, is the whole sort of trading and renting. But for this is like a player generated site. And I love checking this thing out. I'm going to go back 2 years from today and just kind of show you the scale of growth that we've been seeing recently. This is the number of battles per day. So 2 years ago today, we were doing 36,000 battles. And this is, I guess this data is stuck a little bit, but this is from a week ago. We did just under 800,000 battles. And users, we're seeing the same kind of growth there. 2 years ago, we had 2,100 accounts that were interacting on the same day. A week ago, that was 34,000. Let me go check another site here. This is Peak Monsters, and then we're going to go into Explore. And we're going to do the dashboard. So here, we've been doing around 4 million transactions on chain per day. We're 3.5 to 4 million transactions per day on chain. I had 57,000 accounts interacting yesterday. I guess I don't have battles in this, but one thing that's amazing is that we're adding, this is like we're adding 8,000 new players per day right now. And out of them, 3,500 or so are getting the spell book. So in our game, in order to start earning, like if I want to play a match or battle, it'll show me that I have to buy a spell book. So there's a $10 spell book to get you started. And what it does is it allows you to complete daily quests, earn season rewards, earn dark energy crystals, go into tournaments. And you can't do any of that without the spell book. I mean, you can fight battles and get a sense of the game and how it plays, but until you own the spell book, you can't really get started in the game. So we're seeing, I don't know, just remarkable growth in terms of how many people are joining, how many people are participating and fighting. And, it's a really fun game. There's millions of dollars in prizes that have been going out. There's social aspects through the guild and through Discord. There's battle aspects through all the fighting. The market is just going freaking crazy. We've done 21,000 unique NFT sales, and that's all player to player for $164,000, $165,000 today. So the market's going crazy. The prices have been just skyrocketing, and we just keep adding more and more players. So the last thing I'll share is that our big, there's a bottleneck because there's no new cards for sale right now, but the pre-sale for cards starts in September. So this is a great time to get into the game. What we do with these pre-sales is that if you start early, I guess it's all, we hit it for right now. But if you start in the packs early, you can actually get a whole lot of airdrops. So it says it here. This means that the first 100,000 packs purchased will be eligible for all 14 airdrops. So if you get early packs, you get more airdrops. And if you get later packs, you lose out on them. So because this new edition is starting like a month from now, you'll be at the very beginning of that edition and just be eligible for so many airdrops that, like some of these cards now that we've airdropped these were cards that we airdropped for free onto players. Let's go look at just these. These are some of the summoners. All of these except Camilla were airdropped cards. So now players got airdropped, almost I don't know, 1,400 cards that are now worth $500. So same thing down here. We airdropped probably 1,500 of these things, and now they're worth $110. So getting in early on the editions gives you tons of airdrops, and those cards can go up in value or fluctuate in value. Oh, it's an exciting time to be part of this. We're really just starting our what I think is just massive, highly accelerating growth. We had 4,500 new accounts sign up and actually buy the spellbook and start playing yesterday. So this is the fastest I've seen the game grow in my 3 years of doing this, and it's just overall a really exciting time. And like some of these card prices are in the $10,000 plus range now, and it's exciting to see cards sell for that, and exciting to see players come into the game. And you don't have to spend thousands. I mean, that's one of the other parts of this, is that there's a whole card rental market, and you can go rent these cards, and you don't have to have the absolute best. You can start with something small and try to get into the game, make sure you understand it, make sure you like it. And here, this is cards that are renting for fractions of a cent a day. So you don't have to come in as a billionaire and just buy your way in. Actually, it's probably safer and smarter to just rent some cards, play the game, and participate that way. So hopefully you guys got a pretty good sense of what this game is, how we play it, what we do, and are there questions I should answer, or what do you want to do next?
Yeah, thank you, Egret. It looks great, obviously, and I have a question. I noticed that it says that Season 2 ends in a couple of days. So what would a user or a player expect with this new season?
Well, every season is similar. In the there's a leaderboard, and the players are competing for prizes. So in Champion League, if you end the season in first place, you'll get 200,000 dark energy crystals. Well, that's $1,400 or so. I mean, you're playing a video game, and you're gonna get a mortgage payment. Like that's a lot of money, especially for the gamers. And so you're trying to battle for these higher positions so that you can get that prize pool. So that's the main thing. And some of that is just bragging rights too. Some of that, if your rating is above 3,700 at the end, you get champion points. And then with champion points, those champion points can actually contribute to the airdrop so that you can get our governance token. So if you can make it all the way up into Champion League, then for the next 340 days, you'll get airdrop points because of it. So because you're a skilled, high-ranked player, I mean, we'll pay you in Splinter Shard tokens. And those Splinter Shard tokens are trading. They're on PancakeSwap primarily. So this is one of the websites I like to go to. It's dextools.io. And hopefully it'll go load up this chart, and you can see that we have almost 25,000 different accounts on Binance Smart Chain that are holding this. So we opened it went a little bit nuts, but it seems to be stabilizing around 32 cents or so. So it's a fantastic open. We're doing a couple $1 million in volume per day, and I don't know. That gives you a pretty good sense of the game and what we've been building and what we're putting together.
Yep, for sure. Thank you. And we have a question. I think that you kind of answered it already, but maybe as a recap. Hey, how can we earn from these games, or from your game in this case?
So if you want to be passive, you just buy cards and rent them. And like I said, players are earning roughly $9 million per year right now just renting cards. If you want to play, then you would buy cards or rent those cards, and you get if you win a match, you get prizes. If you do your daily quest, you get prizes. If you complete well in a season, you get prizes. You can compete in tournaments and get prizes, and you can do your guild stuff and get prizes. So and then if all of that is too scary for you, we also have there's like a whole social aspect to this where there's blogging and like community art rewards and things like that. So there are ways to get started in here without having to spend really any money. You can earn prizes and get started that way.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Hagrid. I don't know, Serena, do you have any questions, or maybe we can?
No, I don't. I'm just mindful of the time, and I just wanted to thank both projects for joining us today and everyone who followed the Play the Game first episode of this new season. So thank you all, guys, for showing us more about the games. And I want to make sure we share all the news about these games with our community. So keep your questions coming for Aliens World and Splinterlands, and very happy for you to have joined the Blockchain Game Alliance Play the Game first episode. So thank you so much, guys, and let's keep in touch until next time. So thank you so much, Luis, and thank you all.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.